Welcome back, Loomers. This is Will from Art by WillScott, and we're going to be finishing up part of the head for Yoshi. At this point, you should have the head looking like this, okay? So right now we're going to be making the tongue and the bottom part of the mouth, okay? And one thing that you can be able to do is you can use your regular loom. You can use like these openings right here. You're only going to be needing like these two pegs and these two pegs, okay? You can do that, or if you want to, you can be able to do it on your monster loom, okay? You can be able to follow along with just using those 4 pegs. All right. Just for purpose of making it so that way, in case you don't have a monster tail, right? Hopefully you've been able to do it all the other stuff without a monster tail, but we might be needing a monster tail anyways for the hands. I'm going to be making the hands with the monster tail, but you can also be able to do it with this, okay? Let me just go ahead and show you how to do the tongue with this one, okay? It's pretty easy. You're going to be doing the tongue with pinks, and we're going to be doing them with capped bands, okay? Alright, so the first one is going to go, I'm just going to pick a spot, and it is pretty much going to go like that. And the next one, I'm gonna cap it also, and I'm gonna add it on to those. So I want to make that X motion. Alright, now that I have that done, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the rest, and we're gonna be doing in fishtail motions, okay? So you want to cap all your bands, and the reason we want to cap them is because we want it a little bit tighter. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my next one. Okay. And for this one, we're actually going to be needing a holding band, and I'm going to be putting a holding band right here, right there, okay? And now I need my third row, okay? Just like a fishtail, we're going to be having a third row be placed on. Cap it. Your third row. Okay, now here's what you're gonna do. This very bottom row right here. Okay, I kind of want to make sure that I have my 3 rows right there. There's my 3 rows. All right. So what I'm gonna do is this holding band that's being placed right there, I actually want to, yeah, we're gonna just leave it there for right now. We're gonna go ahead and put our bottom ones over. So from this side where you don't have your holding band, flip over. Okay, so you should have 4 bands left over, or 2 rows. Okay, now we're gonna go to the other side, and right there you can see that we have a few more just because of this holding band, okay? Now I'm gonna make sure that that holding band is right there, because I only want that bottom, those bottom 2 bands, okay? And I want to flip those, actually, sorry. I'm gonna go inside here. You're gonna go inside your holding band, and you're gonna grab those 2 bands and flip them over. Again, in here, go inside your holding band, grab those 2 bands, and flip them over, okay? And now we're done with our first one. I'm going to go ahead and push down carefully so that way the bands don't get all mixed up. I'm going to add another row. So again, you're going to grab a cap band of pink, add it on to a layer right there, add it on right there. Now, since this is our second row, we're going to go ahead and move our holding band over. Okay. Now we can go ahead and flip over the very bottom 2 bands. Okay. That very bottom row on all 4 pegs. Okay. I'm going to push my bands down. And I'm going to add another row. there, and right there. Okay. And again, you're going to go ahead and flip over the very bottom one. Just the very bottom row, okay? The bottom 2 bands. On all 4 pegs. You want to make sure that you're flipping the right ones, because there's my 4, there's my 4, my 4, my 4 right there, okay? I'm going to push this down so I can make room for the next one, but we're going to be adding a holding band again. Cap it. I'm going to put it right across these 2, okay, for a holding band. Now go ahead and add your next row right on top. Right here, and another one right there. Again, you're going to go inside the holding band, okay, just like that. Grab the bottom 2 bands and flip over, and over here grab those bottom 2. I'm going to flip over. Oh, I got 3. I only want these 2. Right here as well, I only want the bottom 2. Flip over. I'm going to go inside the holding band right here, grab the bottom 2, flip over. Oops. Yeah, you want to go inside here, grab the bottom 2, and I already flipped them over, okay? I'm going to push down. Okay. Next row. Cap it. Now our second row has been added on, so we're going to go ahead and flip over our holding band, okay? Hopefully you're catching what I'm doing, this pattern, okay? So now we're going to flip over the very bottom 2 bands on all 4 pegs. Okay. I'm going to push down. I'm going to add another row. Cap it, put it on top. Cap it, put it on top. And again, flip over the very bottom 2 bands. Bottom 2. Bottom 2. And the bottom 2 bands. I'm going to push down. Now we need our holding band again. Okay. You're going to add your next row. And we're going to keep going with the same exact pattern until you have it to the desired length that you want. Now I'm going to go inside my cap band, sorry, my holding band. Inside my holding band. And grab the bottom 2 right there. Go in here, grab the bottom 2. Go in here, grab the bottom 2. And here, grab the bottom 2. And push down. Another row, right above that one. It's going to be our second row above our holding band, okay? Now we're going to flip over our holding band and grab the bottom 2 from each peg. Okay. Push down. You're going to add another row right on top, okay, without a holding band. So you see how it's coming out right there? Okay. Go ahead. The next row. And flip over again the very bottom 2. You're ready for another holding band. holding band right there, and now put your next row on top. It's gonna be your first row. I want to go inside my holding band and grab the bottom two in there. Okay, go inside right here and grab the bottom two. And now I'm going to grab the bottom two on these both sides. And push down. Okay. And now you're ready for your next row. Your second row above your holding band. There. Now you're going to flip over your holding band again. Okay. You're going to grab bottom ones. There you go. Hopefully you got this pattern down already. Go ahead and add your next row right above to seal it. Okay. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to try to finish the tongue. You just want it as long as you want to. You don't want it too long, but you don't want it too short either. So let me show you just about how long we're going to want it. Okay. I'll give you maybe an estimate of like how many bands I've used after. Okay. So now that we feel that one, we're going to go ahead and add our holding band. Okay. And just keep going with this pattern. Okay. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Let me just show you how long I have it so far. Right now, okay, it's barely coming out, but I have it right there. Okay. Alright, so that's what I have so far. So you should have that thing going on. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna be back in a little bit. I kind of want it, make it as long as, if you're an adult, you want it as long as a finger. So that's gonna be about maybe with 2.5, 3 inches. Okay, so. Right, yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. You want it about as long as, let's just say, about as long as your monster tail. Okay, alright, so I've used about 45 bands in total. I've gotten it about this long. Okay, so I think that's going to be good enough. I'm at this point where I have my band going right across just like that. Okay, so you should see that this is the last one of the last ones that I've placed. I'm gonna do one more set on each one. So right across right there, and another cap band right across right there. Okay, I want it this way. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and loop the bottom ones over, the bottom two, and the bottom two. Okay. All right. So now that I have done that, now I can actually go ahead and loom again. I'm gonna grab the next bottom two. Okay. And again, the next bottom two. So I only want 2 bands left over on each peg. Okay. Alright, there's 2 bands left over. Now I'm going to go ahead and transfer my bands over onto this side of the pegs. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use a slip knot. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a holding hook. I think it'll be so much better to be able to add on. I'm going to go ahead and grab a crochet hook to use as my holding hook. And I'm going to take it out from the bottom, okay? And I'm going to go hold this from right here and go on the other side and grab it from the top. So you want to grab them from opposite ways. And there they are. So now it's being held correctly. Take it out. I'm gonna stretch it so that way it fixes itself, because I don't want the middle to show. So if I stretch it, it's not gonna show, and we are just gonna have that. And I want it tight because I want it to be malleable. I want it to be able to do a lot of things that a tongue can do for this Yoshi. Okay, now let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so what did I say? I use about 45 bands, and it's about that size. Okay, so that's a good size because we want it to look like that. All right, good. Now that that is done, all right, we have our tongue in our head. And like I said, it's gonna look like that, and that's pretty good, okay? Because the tongue, we're actually gonna be able to put it back inside when we don't need it, and he can be able to stick out his tongue because Yoshi needs a very long tongue. All right. Like I said, you can make it as long as you want, but about this size is pretty good. Okay. Like I said, it's about the size of one of your fingers, if you have long fingers. Okay, next part, we're gonna go ahead and do the bottom of the mouth, and we're gonna be needing white. So okay, on this one, we're gonna do kind of the same thing, right? But we're gonna be using 3 sections. Okay, so if you're doing it on your monster hill, you're gonna be using all 3. And all 3 on the top, okay? So on this one, we're going to be using these 3, and then these 3, okay? We're going to do the same thing. You're going to cap your band. And you're going to add it on to those pegs right there. Because we're going to be using these next, and then these next, okay? But the way you're going to do it is like this. You're going to grab another band. You're going to cap that. And you're gonna put it over here, okay? And then you're gonna grab the other one, and you're gonna make the other side of the star. Now this one you may need a hook to help you, because I need to put it on this one over here. Alright, if it's gonna help you out, you may want to put your Loom configuration a little bit over. But this is the only time we're going to do that, okay? Because we just want to seal the bottom. So I put the middle one first, okay? And the reason for that is because I don't want one of these to kind of go all wobbly on it when it comes out. It's going to look all funky if you don't do the middle one first. Now we're going to do the rest, okay? So again, you're going to cap your bands. You're going to put one over, and then another one over these 2, and another one, oh, that one snapped, another one over these, okay? Alright, so you should have that so far. Okay, let's do our holding band now. And that one, we don't need to cap it, I don't think. No, yes, the first one we do. Sorry. We're going to go ahead and cap that one. It's going to go all over these 3 pegs, okay? Now you're going to go ahead and do your 3rd row. Okay, and then right here. And on the 3rd row. Alright. Now let me go ahead and fix it so I can be able to see which row is my top, which row is my middle, and which row is my bottom. Okay. Now I can tell which row is my top, middle, and bottom, okay? You're going to go ahead and do the same thing. You're going to grab your bottom row. You're going to flip over the entire thing. Okay. Now this one, flip it over. And this one too, flip it over. We're going to turn it around. Do the same thing for the next side, okay? So you're gonna grab that bottom one, flip it over. Oops, no, sorry. Forgot we have to go through those holding bands. Alright, they're right here. This is the holding band. I wanna open that up, and now I'm gonna grab that bottom one, okay, which is right here. And I'm gonna put that over. I'm gonna go inside the holding band, grab the bottom two, flip it over, go inside the holding band, grab the bottom two, flip it over. Okay, I'm gonna push down. Alright, our next row. There. Right there. And right there. Okay. Now, since this is our second row, we're going to put our holding band over all of them. Just like that. Okay. And flip over the bottom two bands on all of your 6 pegs. Okay, got them. Now I'm going to go ahead and push down. I'm going to go ahead and do another row. Cap your bands. There we go. Okay, now this is the row to be able to seal everything, so that's why we don't put a holding band. We're going to go ahead and grab our bottom two again and flip over on all of your 6 pegs. Push down. Okay. Now that we covered our holding band, we're going to go ahead and put another holding band, okay? Now this one, I don't think we need to cap it. So we're just going to go ahead and grab one and put it entire thing, okay? And you don't need to cap that one. Now you can go ahead and put another one, another set of rows, but they're still going to be capped. Okay, I'm gonna go inside my holding band and grab the bottom two. Yep, I only grabbed one, so I want these two. Grab the bottom two here. Go inside my holding band, grab the bottom 2 bands. Inside the holding band, grab the bottom 2 bands. Grab the bottom 2 here. Grab the bottom 2 here. Now I can push down. Okay. Another row. This is going to be our second row, so above the holding band. So there we go. Remember, we always have 2 rows with the holding bands and then one to cover it. Okay, now we can go ahead and flip over our holding band, the entire thing. There we go. Go ahead and flip over your bottom 2 bands. I don't want this one to get confused later. There we go. Okay. Push down. Now that we have our holding band, okay, we're gonna need one regular set above all of them. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now go ahead and flip over all of them. Bottom 2 again. Okay. Push down. This is going to be our final section, okay? One more time with the holding band. After this one, we can go ahead and take off the mouth. And then go ahead and do your cap band. Okay, I'm gonna go inside the cap band, the holding band. I'm gonna grab the bottom 2. Go inside, grab the bottom 2. Go inside, grab the bottom 2. Now I'm gonna grab the bottom 2 on this side. Okay. Our next row, so second layer. Now you can flip over your holding band. Okay. And flip over the bottom 2 on all sides. Okay. This is our last layer. We're going to go ahead and do it again with capping bands. Okay. Now go ahead and flip over the bottom ones. Okay. Now that I'm at this point, I'm going to flip over again the very bottom ones. So I need only one set of bands left over. So you have 2 bands with 2 rows. See? Okay, so 2. Okay, that's what you want. Now go ahead and keep flipping over on all of them. Now that we're at this point, you're going to flip over these to the other side, okay? So go ahead and flip them over right here. Flip this side over. And flip this side over. Okay. Now that we are at this stage, best thing to do, I'm going to use my rod again, or you can use slip knots. Okay. And I'm going to go from the bottom on one side, take it out, hold it, and I'm going to go onto the end side from the top, take that out, and again from the top, hold that and take it out. Okay. And there's the bottom part of our mouth. Alright. This is going to be going right here, okay? Right there. Alright. And then we're gonna be going and connecting everything together. Now we have all our pieces We have our mouth. Okay, let me just show you what we have. Okay. We have our head, our mouth, and our tongue. Okay. Now we're going to connect them all together. Okay. The way this is going to get set up is we're going to keep continuing with one loom. With white bands. I need quite a few. Now, this is going to be yet another tricky part because we have to place this head right here. We're going to loom it on here, and then we're going to loom these inside, okay? This is what we're going to do. I need to make this, let me see. Alright. They have to go back there. Okay, so this is what we'll do. The first ones that we have to add on here. Let me go ahead and just okay. Alright. Hopefully you guys can be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, the first ones we're gonna do will be to connect this part. This part will need so I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, yeah, I think I did got it. Okay, alright, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna first put, I'm gonna use 2 bands for security. Okay, so 2 bands on white, and I want to, do you want to keep this? Nah, I'll leave it like that for now. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use 2 bands right here and right here. Okay. Alright. Then 2 bands again right here and going down. Yeah. And then down there. Okay. So would I want that? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm gonna do 2 times down here. And in the middle, 3 times. Sure. 3, okay. I'm gonna close it up. Now we need our triangles. No, we're gonna do 2 down here and 1, but it has to be capped. Okay, right there, and yeah. No. Sorry, we're gonna move it. Sorry about that. Right there. Yeah. Okay. Now I can go ahead and add the mouth. So you see how it's split into 3 parts. Okay. This part will be here. The middle part will be here, and this last part will be here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add it. And the way you want to add it is, you see how this is up, so you want to add it like this, and I kind of put this backwards. So I'm gonna use a hook to help me with that. I'm gonna grab the first set on my hook, take it off. That way I can just go ahead and easily add it on. And so you see how it's laying like that evenly. So now I can go ahead and place it right there. And I want to make sure that they're placed correctly. Okay. Next ones. I'm gonna go ahead. This is the top part, not this side, but this side. So I want my hook to go in like this. Okay, again, I'm gonna take it off with my hook. Make sure I have all 4 bands. Take it off, lay it on. Okay, last one. This one I can actually be able to do it through here. Okay, if you want to use your hook, you're welcome to. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it like that. Alright. There's our mouth. Okay, now we're gonna add the tongue. The tongue, we're gonna add 1, 2, we're gonna add right here on this third one. Okay, and here's how we're gonna do it. So you see how this is obviously in the outside and this one is on the outside, and then these two, those 4 bands, those are in the middle, right? You see how it's like already kind of making itself in the middle. We're gonna go ahead and add those outside first, and now it's gonna be a little tricky. So we're gonna add that on that one, okay? Remember. Okay. Now I'm gonna take these 2 set out with my hook. Oop. Gonna put it back on there before I lose it. Okay, so I don't want to move them out of the way, so I just want to go ahead and grab those bands with my hook. It's just aesthetically, it'll look more pleasing. Come on, I'm losing a band already right there. There's those. And I want to add. Hang on, I'm starting to grab wrong bands already. No. I'm gonna do it like this. Alright, there we go, much better. Now I can go ahead and take them out. Oh, here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it out and put this back on. Yeah. This is pretty wild surgery I'm doing here with 3 hooks, okay? But as long as you can get your outside ones on there first, whatever way you can. Alright, and now I can go ahead and put these on there. There we go. Alright. Whew. Yay. Okay, so that's how it's gonna be looking. Time to add this, okay? This is gonna be tough because we need to make sure that it's all correct. Now, this one, this middle one, will be here. And then we have 1, 2, 3. So there actually we cannot go past these. Okay, so because this is part of the mouth, that has to be free. Okay, and so this will be added on to here. This one we're gonna add on once we loom. This one will be added on to this peg. So that means this one will be added on once we loom. So it'll be like here in the middle. And that means that we're going to add the cheek onto this peg, okay? Because of course it has to be just like that, because we have to keep that round shape. Right, now let's go ahead and get started. I want to put my hook through those bands that the holding band is going through. This will be a little tricky because you have quite a lot of bands, so the best thing to do is I'm gonna take off this slip knot and I'm gonna follow it along. I found out that that is usually the best way. Okay, so I just got the slip knot. Alright, so there's my slip knot again. Okay, now I want to go through the back part of here, so I'm going to change my hook and put it right there. Okay, I'm going to pull the slip knot a little bit so I can tighten it. And I want to transfer all of these bands onto that hook. So now I can go ahead and do that. I want to keep my hook up. And now I can go ahead and start transferring. There's my green ones. Now I'm going to transfer the orange ones. Okay. You may need to use another hook to help you. Alright, so you'll know that they've all been added once your slip knot is revealed. You can take it off your hook, and I'm going to add it on. So the way we're going to add it on is our head has to be like this. Not like this, but like this, okay? Right there. And okay, here we go. I'm going to add this one first, and then we're going to start looming. And I'm doing it correctly, right? Yeah. It should. I mean, all the other ones are going to be added on this way. So there we go. That is going to be used as our cap band. I'm going to start looming. First one I want to loom are these bands because they're right on top. So I'm going to go through all of them. Grab those two bands. Carefully slide them out. Oh, I don't want that green one to come out, so push it back in. There we go. Okay. Now loom that right there. I'm gonna move the tongue out of the way. Okay. Put that back. I don't want my bands to fall off. Okay. Next one. Go in again. Grab the next two. Okay. Now, of course, this middle one will be a little tricky since our Yoshi's right there, obviously. So what we're going to do is we have to do backwards looming. That means that I have to, now that these are on there, I kind of want to push down because I don't want them to fall off when I do my backwards looming. And I need to put them through here. So I'm gonna grab my hook through here, grab them, and now I can, whoops, sorry, I'm kind of going all, there you go, just right there. I only want to go through these. Now I can flip this over. Now that I have them, I can loom forward. This is going to be tight, okay, because it's kind of at a weird angle, but it's going to work. Alright, so in the meantime, let's just going to be like that. So it's going to be kind of making that awkward turn, but it doesn't matter. Now we're going to go ahead and add our other ones. These should be a little bit easier. I'm going to okay, here we go. I'm going to go from the inside to the out with my hook. Alright, so alright, I'm going to get that first slip knot closest to the middle. Put my hook through all of these bands, which should be 4 bands if I remember correctly. Or 6, is it? I guess it's 6. Yes, 6 bands. Okay, so now that I have that in there, no, I'm sorry. Hang on, no. I'm gonna go this way. Alright. Alright, there you go. I'm gonna go through the top. Through that opening. Grab those 2 bands again that I just put on those pegs. Take them off and pull them through. Alright, and now I'm gonna put it back on the loom. Alright. Okay, there's one. Now the other side. This one. Go through. Take those 2 bands that I just put on. Pull it through. And put it back on the peg. Okay. Alright. I wasn't even sure if I got it on camera. Hopefully you guys got it. Okay, next one. Let me get the tongue out of the way again. Alright. At this point, actually, we can go ahead and start looming the middle. Let's go ahead and do the middle before we get further. Carefully unravel this to the back so that way nothing comes out. I'm going to go through the pink ones. Right? Go through all your pink bands and grab just the white bands in the bottom. Okay? Alright. They're going to be tight, so I'm going to use my fingers to swivel around. Alright, okay. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to put your entire tongue through this. There. Now loom over. And there we go. Now this, loom it up to here. Okay. And then we can go ahead and loom these because this is actually going to go to the sides. We're going to go in through here. You're going to grab the first 2 bands that go to one side. If you did it correctly, you should go to this one, okay? So it's kind of tight, so I'm going to use my fingers to help me pull because I don't want to break them with my hook. And I'm going to put them right there. Okay. The next one. Right here. I'm going to use my fingers to pull. Put it right there. Alright. You should have that shape right there, okay? And the reason for that is because we're going to put a slip knot here and a slip knot here. And I'll show you why. Okay. Now we can go ahead and leave our tongue right there. Put this back. Let's do the next one. This one, we're actually going to go ahead and put right on top of here. So there's going to be a lot of bands right here. Okay, so I'm going to push down to make room. Get my hook, put it through those bands, and I'm going to go ahead and lay it on. There we go. Let me get the slip knot out of the way. Just gonna put it on this. There there we go. I'm just gonna put both of my slip knots right there so that way they don't get in the way. Okay, now I'm gonna go in here, grab that carefully. Alright. And put it right there. Alright. Now this one again. This last one. I'm gonna go through all these bands. It's kind of tricky because the way it's already set up. This way. No. Oh boy. Okay. Hang on. Give me a moment to try to figure out how I did this. Okay. Alright, I got it on there. Now that you have once you have all your bands, go ahead and just grab those two and pull them through all those green bands, okay? And lay it back on there. Carefully. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put my cheek on here. Alright. And here's how you're gonna connect it. You're only gonna be putting in okay. Now just to show you how. Do you see how this is the top, this is the side, okay? And so this is the bottom, obviously. So that means we're going to grab the corner of that bottom. And it should be right there where you see how there's these three sections. And then there's this little round part right here. We want this part to be in there. So we're going to go ahead and go through those bands right there. And we're going to go ahead and put them on the peg. Grab the bottom two bands. And loom it. We're done right there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my slip-on on there right now. I want two bands. Two white bands, okay? Yeah, come on. Put them on. Pull it through. And slip it. Now I know it's secure, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so let's do the other side. Here we go. Now right here. This one has to go right here. And this one has to go when we slip it in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our hook. I'm going to grab the slip knot. Put it through my finger. Now I can go ahead and put my hook through that hole right there. I want to make sure it's going through all the correct bands. Okay. There we go. Now I can see all my bands on there, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it right on top. Just like that. There we go. Okay. I'm putting these slip knots on here so that way they don't come at me. I'm going to go in here, grab the bottom two bands, just like that. Now, take it out carefully. I don't want these screens to come out. No. There we go. Alright, now put that back up there. Alright. Grab this one. I can see all the way through. Sort of. Okay, alright. Now I got them all. I'm going to go ahead and grab those two again. And pull it through your hole. Now that I take it out, I'm going to put it back on that peg. Come on. Alright. Now I'm going to move this out of the way. And again, you see how that is the top, this is the side. This is the bottom, so we want that corner right there. I'm gonna find these two bands. I'm gonna put that, I want to remove that out of the way. I'm gonna put that right there. And I'm gonna loom it. Grab the bottom two bands. Use my fingers to help me. Alright. Okay. Alright, now, yeah. Right. Yeah, they both latched on. So I'm going to grab two bands again. Flip it over like this so I can see. Go through all these so I can put my slip knot on. Two bands, remember, two bands. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna turn my hook around, pull it through, turn it around again, and put it back on there. Now I'm gonna pull these through those two again. Oh, I lost one. Let me go and grab it before I lose it. There we go. And pull. We can take the Yoshi out of the loom now, okay? And hopefully everything has been looped up. Yeah. Take the slip knots out. Take this out. Take this out. Take this out. This one. This one. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Let's check him out. So far so good. Alright, yeah, it looks like it did turn out. Alright. Alright. Okay. There's our completed Yoshi head. Okay, now, well, almost completed because we need to connect this. What I usually did last time is I hide my tongue in there. Alright, and then I can be able to there you go. Alright. And then there is a tongue. How exciting. Alright, so our head is pretty much done. The only thing we need to do now is connect this to the nose so that way it doesn't go flying all about, and it keeps it centered and like such pretty much most of the time. Okay, I'm gonna keep the tongue wrapped in there so that way it doesn't bother me. But hopefully your head should be like this too. This bottom part we're gonna be connecting into the body. That's gonna be at the very end. So now that your head is complete, all right, we're gonna work on the arms. Okay, that's for the next video. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.